Peace and blessings, and welcome back to the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast. It's been a little while since you heard from us, but we are back, and we're still moving on in season 2. This episode is brought to you by heritagehiphop.com. We are more than music. Heritage Hip Hop brings you your future favorite artists today with insightful interviews, great blogs, album reviews, playlists, and teaching financial literacy and how to make money to independent artists. If you're interested in any of those things, join us at www.heritagehiphop.com for more. This episode is sponsored by Transparent Credit Repair, the superheroes of the financial literacy and credit repair world. Changing your financial future is a very crucial decision that will affect the rest of your life. If you're looking to open your wallet to more money instead of opening it to pay out more debt, go to heritagehiphop.com and click on the link for Transparent Credit Repair. You get 25% off of all services rendered by Transparent Credit Repair. So remember, change your financial future by going to heritagehiphop.com and clicking on the link for Transparent Credit Repair and changing your life. On this episode of the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast, we talk to Tata Mami. This is an artist that is socially aware, politically aware, and sexually aware, as not only she talks about what it is to be a well-traveled artist, but one who could define her sound and own her touch of personality and her voice and make a message with it as well. Her new project, Baby Making Sessions, is out right now, and I think you want to listen to that. So I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to go to this interview, and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary when it's done. Peace and blessings, and welcome back to the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast. We bring your future favorite artists to you today, and today we have a new voice that when you hear it, you know there's something special being cooked in the studio. Please introduce yourself to the people.
Yo, it's Gucci. It's Tata Mami. How you doing?
I'm elated to get to talk to you, and thank you for letting me interview you.
Oh, no, thank you for letting me come on.
So for one, I got to meet you with the Fleet DJs. Shout out to the Fleet DJs. And I heard some of your music, and it wasn't your music per se that made me want to interview you. It was the voice and the message behind it. So let's give people what they want. Where are you from? Who are you? And let's just start from there.
Well, me, I'm from Ohio, from Toledo, Ohio, 419. I've lived in a lot of different places though. So I lived in North Carolina for 6 years. So I was in like Raleigh area, back and forth there in Charlotte. Also lived in Los Angeles, like North Hollywood area, and right now I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
That's dope. See, being well-traveled means that you have a pulse on culture. And when you have a pulse on culture, you're not going to be put in a box. You're going to define your sound. So how does being well-traveled, how did that help you create your sound and make you stand out?
Well, definitely with the culture, I got to experience so many different cultures, which is a part, like a reason why I love my life so much. So with all the different cultures, learning a little bit of different languages, things of that sort, came the music. And of course, I listen to like a lot of Latin music now, a lot of Latin artists, down south artists. So I definitely got the whole variety of the music, and I low-key put it in and put a little twist of my own into it because I love music and I think I'm very versatile. So I pick up real quick.
I think you think correctly, because going through your catalog, you impressed me first with the Colin Kaepernick song. That was the first thing that caught my attention, aside from what was on the call. You see what I'm saying? Because on the call you're pressing your new single, but me, I don't like to just go by people's singles. I like to listen to their music so I can grasp the spirit of the person that's talking in the music. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I heard Kaepernick, I was like, all right, she got a little socialism to it. Then I went back and I was like, okay, you're more of a talk to the soul rather than talk to the beat type artist. Am I correct?
Correct.
What is the key to talking to the soul so that the music helps heighten the message?
I just feel like coming from the soul, like I automatically just ride the beat, so I get to take it in different areas that really like grasp the attention, where people really feel the words, feel what's going on, things of that sort. Like especially with the Kaepernick video, like the Kaepernick song, that was what was going on at the time, like all the protests. I was in Phoenix, but all my friends live in LA still, so I drove back to LA so I can protest with them. And it was just crazy, like crazy energy. It was so much love. Like I literally wrote that song, drove to LA, protested, and then we were just shooting footage of us protesting. We were like, we might as well just shoot the video while we're here. So it just all came together as one.
That was very smart and eloquent, because Nina Simone says that in her well-traveled discography and story, that if an artist does not reflect the times in which they're living in, they failed as an artist. And for you to be able to catch the raw energy and then produce a video out there, not only did you catch the feel and the energy and the pulse of the country, you were able to give your feelings and your opinion of it. Why do you think so many people in music don't do that?
I don't know. That beats me. I guess we're different people. They don't really feel it. They don't feel the vibe. I think they're more along the lines just doing music for the wrong reasons, like music. I don't know. I can't really speak for them.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just wanted your opinion, because we're going to talk about you, because at the end of the day, this is your interview, and we believe at Heritage Hip Hop that the microphone is the best way to tell your story. And if you don't tell your story, people are not really going to invest in you. And we want people to invest in you and your talent as well. So for them not to be able to do that, that's a loss on them. But for you to be able to do that, that opens you up to not only the mind of the listener, but it also opens you up to the social conscience of the listener as well, because then you're going to hit people in a way that most people don't hit them. And when I say that, I mean this. When I say that, I mean this. So much music today is soulless. What gives your music soul?
I feel as though, like, when I do music, I don't do music for other people. Like, I do music, it's literally like me sitting in my space, in my zone, like me as a one, as a whole of my own, and I'm just writing this music, and this is just how I feel. This is the way I'm expressing myself. Like, this is me. Sometimes this is me talking to God. This is me telling myself, like, everything's going to be okay. This is me telling myself, like, these things happen to you, now it's time to heal, or things of that sort. And it's just like, I put that down in my music, and then my music just gets put out there. So I just feel maybe they just feel my music because it's real. It's really me. And they just I just blessed them with the opportunity to hear it.
Well, what is real? Because a lot of people are so scared of being real that they don't even open their mouths. What is real to you, and how do you define real?
Being real is just, no matter what, no matter how people are going to judge you, no matter how people are going to look at you, like, you're just doing what you feel is right. You're being yourself, and you're just not letting anybody take away that self-love that you have, or anybody discourage or anybody break you down as a person and tell you that you're not the greatest. You just have to know who you are.
Let me ask you a question. What is the greatest story ever told?
The greatest story I ever told, or just ever told, period?
What's the greatest story ever told?
The greatest story ever told, I mean, just off the top of the head, I just remember hearing a story about this guy. They had a baby, this family, and the baby couldn't really hear, couldn't really see, and they kept saying the baby wasn't gonna be able to hear, be able to see, and like, he just knew that as long as he kept trying to teach the son how to see and how to, like, go about in life, that he would overcome this obstacle. And he ended up being like this great person. Like, he played the piano. I don't really know even where I heard it from. I think I heard it on a podcast.
Okay.
I respect that. Touching. Yeah.
I respect that, because you tell the greatest story ever told to you is the story of overcoming. The story of meeting obstacles and bettering yourself through them.
Right.
I would have to tell you that's not the greatest story ever told. The
What's
greatest
the
story
greatest
ever told. The greatest story ever told is the one you tell, because it's your life. And I would never want somebody to define you, because that's not being real, like you said. Being real means to be able to stand up and let your voice be heard while others are scared to even shout, scream, or even harmonize to a world that's looking for substance and sound. Why is your story so impactful, you believe?
My story is so impactful because I really had to believe in myself and be the only person believing in me at one point in time. And with all odds against me, with everyone telling me to like come back and I should give up and I should do this and I should do that, like I never stopped. I never stopped believing in myself. So
I can tell that because of your ear and how you pick your beats. Can we talk about one of your songs that really stood out to me? Do you mind?
Oh, go right ahead.
Let's talk about Storm.
Okay.
Now, Storm is the SWV group, right? Rain Out On Me.
Yeah.
Now, see, that song shows me that you have depth, because not only will you make music, you will study music to find your vibe. Why is that important to you?
I just feel like knowing the history of music is, like knowledge is power. Like when you know the greatest, you can be the greatest. I don't know. It's like you just gotta know where you came from in order to become better versions of them.
You're going to be the greatest to somebody somewhere, whether it's today, yesterday, or tomorrow. It doesn't matter. But you're going to be the greatest to someone as well, because you are well spoken and your voice is different. The vibe that I caught from you is that you know how to pick your sound. So what is your sound, and how does your sound elevate your voice?
It's so crazy because I honestly am still studying my sound, because my sound is so crazy. It's so unique, and I'm very versatile. So with the EP baby making season, I did some things on that EP that I had never done before, like symphony, like me singing that much, or me trying to hit those notes, or me actually hitting those notes. But it was like the greatest thing to me. It was like an obstacle that I finally overcame. I've been trying so hard to do new things with my voice and take it to new places, and I feel as though I only just got through the door. There's so many things I'm going to be able to do with my voice, so I can't even put it in a box right now.
I would never want you to put yourself in a box, so that means somebody can define you and limit you. And I think you show that with your music. You're not able to be limited based on what you want to produce. Like, let's go through, I don't want to touch on the EP yet, because we're going to definitely sell that at the end, because I think that's something people should definitely hear more than you just check you out as an artist. I think that's good music that you have on there. You have some standout tracks. So you have a video out right now that you're pushing. What was the name of that song again? Please tell the people what video they should be looking for.
The video is Smell Like Money. Yeah, the video.
So tell me about Smell Like Money.
Okay, Smell Like Money. So I creative direct my own videos, because I hate watching videos that are just rapping and pulling guns out and, not knocking anybody, but I just hate watching those type of videos. So I like to give more of an acting aspect on it. And I did take like some voiceover acting classes. I was in like some films, things of that sort. So this is what I like to do. I love to act. And putting this together, I basically based it off of, there's a couple scenes from Mean Girls. There's some scenes from, what is that movie called? Easy A. There's some scenes from there. And then, my whole idea behind it is when you go to college, or when you're in school or whatever, there's always those girls. Like, if you're a girl, you definitely understand that in girl world is what the Mean Girls calls it. Like, girls are they're not the greatest of people, Like, they do a lot of mean things. And then so with this, pretty much you go to school, and when you get to college, you realize that a lot of these girls are strippers, and that's how they're paying for college, rather people really know it or not. So then I kind of threw that into there, and then they're just based off a bunch of different movies with that scenario. I think it was pretty dope. I love the way it came out. Shout out to Illy, he's my videographer, my director.
Okay, so like I said, so you can't put that into a box because you took inspiration from other genres to create your perfect picture. So Smell Like Money is something that like I could see people playing in the club setting because it got a little bounce to it. So
Right.
there's the song Check. Tell me about Check and where you were going with that one.
Check is just pretty much just inspiration at a gas station, and then the guys are just always just hitting on you, and it pretty much that's what it sounds like. Excuse me, ma'am, do you have some spare coochie? Like that's all I can picture when I very first heard the beat, and then so I just based it off of that.
See, the thing about music today is, I hate to say this, but it's a truth that's very ugly. It's trendy now to hear the female voice. Because all the messages females have been talking about in music for the past 5 years have been what they've been talking about in music for the past forever. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I've noticed that when it comes to the sound, now people want to listen to a woman talk about sexuality. Now people want to talk to women about sexuality. Now people want to hear what women feel about social injustice. Now people want to hear about what kinky hair, braids, twerking, lipstick, lashes. Now people want to hear it, but it's always been there. Why do you think it's so necessary for the world to finally hear that voice and appreciate the music rather than always critiquing the artist in the music?
Because females are the next wave. Like, we are the wave now. So I just feel like we definitely came to a point where we do nothing but demand respect now. And I think that the world just has no choice but to accept it. So here we are.
I think it's more beautiful and deeper than that. Because I gotta put you as an example. Because once again, this is your interview. Everybody, thank you for listening to the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast. This is Karev with Tata Mami. Make sure you go and purchase her music. Streaming is good, but if you don't own your music, you don't have your music. You agree?
Right.
That's right. We wanted to buy that music. So going back to what you said about being the wave, I don't even think that's fair because. Look at Cardi B in her song WAP, right? And people get on Cardi and Megan all the time. WAP is whack. Well, you saying too much. But Cardi B eloquently said, if I made a song about my pussy, you buy it. But if I made a song about social injustice, you don't buy it. And music business wants you to sell records. And that's my point. That now, even in the midst of this, people are still trying to dictate how you make your music and what you say. What do you think is the number one thing that you faced while making music that made you a better artist by defeating other people's opinions?
Well, I mean, I definitely agree with what Cardi B says because I find that just by posting pictures, it's the same thing. Like, I'll post a picture, like, in a bikini, and then I'll have all these people complaining to me about, oh, yeah, all you do is post these half-naked pictures, and then the moment that I post a picture where I'm fully clothed, I barely get any likes. So I'm like, I just think that the people who always got something to say will always have something to say. And the only person that I need to focus on is me because at the end of the day, I'm the only one that matters.
And that takes me into one of your songs, I Don't Give a Motherfuck. Tell me about why you made that song. And I love the album art. It looked like a lipstick stand with a middle finger on it. Tell me about that song.
Yeah, that song is basically the inspiration from there was a guy who was pretty much trying to tell me that a lot of people don't want to work with me or deal with me because I don't, like, I put my foot down, or I'll have an attitude, or, you know, things like that. And I just like, I don't give a motherfucker. Like, I don't care who wants to work with me, who doesn't like me, who this, who that. Like, I don't care. Like, there's a million other people. One person's never going to stop my world.
Facts. And see, that goes perfectly with our conversation, because even in a male-dominated industry, the rise of the independent artist and the independent artist's voice is giving everybody a chance to be heard and every message able to be expressed. What is the one thing you want people to take from you when they hear you and experience your music?
I definitely want them to feel all my emotions. I make sure that when I do record, I like put everything in the booth so that they can get the full experience. I never want to give half of me. I feel like that's so important when you know, like, when listening to music, is that you actually feel what's going on, or else why are you listening to it?
Word. See, that's why I wanted to have this interview with you, because after I heard the call and then checked out your music, I knew there was more to you than just, oh, she makes music. There's a depth to you that comes out in how you use your voice and then you add sensuality to the music. Let's talk about that sensuality right now, if you don't mind. I want to get into the baby making season, because that's where, as a person listening to your music, I think you found a lane that maybe you didn't even want to focus on at first. You know, am I correct?
Right.
That wasn't something that you were planning. You just wanted to
Yeah,
try it out.
Yeah, that was definitely random. That wasn't even the project that I initially wanted to put out first. It just happened.
Well, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I like this project, because it threw me for a loop, and it threw me back into okay, this is what sound is missing, music. When I tell you that I think hip hop and sound and music is missing, sound is missing music, what does that mean to you?
When you say that, music, say that again?
Hip hop is missing music, and sound is missing music. What does that mean to you?
I feel like with that, all the music is the same. Like, there's nobody that's trying to be different. Everybody's just going off of the wave that's happening. And it kind of like...
I'm sorry. No, I want you to go ahead.
It's just like oversaturated with one sound.
Let's dig into that. I think the music nowadays has no identity, no humanity, and no soul. Do you agree?
I can see that.
So when you find something that talks to the soul, talks to the humanity, talks to the individual, now you separated yourself from a person who makes a track and a person who makes a song. What's the difference between a track and a song?
I feel like a track is just something that was just thrown together, versus a song is something that has the feeling, has the depth, the meaning.
My favorite song on baby making season is Drinking.
Drinking? Yeah, I love Drinking. Oh, that's the first video we're dropping too. You're going to love that video. That video's going to be fire.
Well, please make sure you send it to me. Like, I know when it drops, I mean, I don't want to take away, your premiere, but please send me the link and I will post that on heritagehiphop.com and Heritage Hip Hop on IG feed, because that song to me is depth music. You know? Now, whether it becomes more, I mean, that's up to you and how you market it and how the people take it. But for me personally, that song is something I want to put on one of my playlists, because I really love the feel of that song. What did baby making season do for you as you made it? What did it show you?
It showed me pretty much like this is only the beginning. Like when I said in the beginning that this is a EP that definitely took me to the next level. This made me break out of my shell, break out of my box. It gave me so much courage. I love that project. was a great project. I love making it. I
You
love
should.
shooting the videos.
You should. This was good. And I mean, for everybody out there, Baby Making Season is out right now. You can stream it on all your music platforms, but I ask you if you really like it, buy it, because streaming is good, but purchasing is better. Symphony. Symphony is deeper than the lyrics, because symphony, see, when something's in symphony, that means it's in harmony. That means it all works together. And this song seemed to be about you dealing with somebody who's not really sure of them being there or you being there. Am I correct?
Yeah, like it just somebody that somebody that I was messing with, but I wasn't sure if I really wanted to, and then things just happened the way that they did, and it was beautiful. It became a symphony.
That's my point. A lot of people could create music, but the music isn't something that you can vibe with. See, I don't have the female ear, so a lot of like that love and relationship stuff, it really doesn't touch me a certain way. But the innocence or the raw feeling of it is undeniable, because that's real life. Why do you think people don't put real life into their music? You just put their life into their music.
Maybe some people don't really have a real life. Some people they're just trying to be other people, and they don't know what to put. They don't know how to be real.
We don't know how to be real. Ain't that soulless, and ain't that a lack of humanity? Sounds like music to me. Tell me about the song "Making Up." And who did you want to make up with? Was it yourself or the person that you were dealing with in the subject of the song?
It was the person in the subject of the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because "Making Up" has layers to it. That's a good song.
Yeah, that song was I wrote that in different times.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I had the layers. I got it. I get it.
Yeah. So that song just pretty much just when you get to that point where it comes directly after drinking, first of all. So it's like the stage right after drinking, you're just like, you know what, we're about to make up, and here we go. So it's low key kind of a toxic relationship vibe, but
we've all been there sometime. We've all been there sometime.
But if we're being real, I put it out there.
Yeah. But I want to ask you, the gift of being an artist, not a person who makes music, is you get to paint the picture and bring people into your world. If I go to your show, how do you explain your world in your set and make people follow you from song to song?
And the show that we have, well, in my future shows, I plan on using the choreography for my videos in my show. So I don't know if I broke this down in the previous interview, but the videos are pretty much going to be a mini movie. So they'll be like to be continued. And my whole idea was to make each EP a mini EP visual. So we're just breaking it up and doing it song for song, video for each song, and then it leads into the next one.
So Baby Making Season is a web series or a short movie on Netflix coming to a screen near somebody very soon.
Very soon.
Well, I'll be watching it, because I think this project right here showed me more to you than just the music that you can create, and I like that a lot.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So please drop your social media and let everybody know not only once again who you are, but how they can get this music and what they're waiting for.
So my IG is it's.tata.mami. So the it's is spelled with a Z. That's ITZ.TATA.MAMI. My YouTube channel, Tata Mami. My TikTok, it's Tata Mami with a Z. Same thing with my Twitter, Tata Mami. But yeah, so you can find me on all those. Make sure you're checking out, looking for the new visuals that are gonna be coming soon because we had so much fun making this, and I'm so excited. I can't wait for it to drop. It's gonna be so dope. And I just want to say shout out to my director, videographer Ellie, my choreographer Brittany Bazooka. She did all the choreography for the entire visual. That was fire. To the dancers, the makeup artists, everyone who helped out, everyone was a big part of it. And then definitely got a shout out to my designer, Aliviente, inside LA. So he designed pretty much a lot of different pieces for the whole entire visual. And yeah, it's gonna be fire.
Everybody out there, Tata Mami is a professional. You hear all that work that went into it? Check her music out. It's definitely worth it. The baby making season is definitely something that you want to hear. But most importantly, once again, purchase the music. Unfortunately, we live in a world where COVID's happening. We have presidents who don't want to leave office or want to fight. We have vaccinations that we don't know what's going on. So with that, you never know what you have until you have it. So if the internet went down today and you did not purchase her album and you're streaming it, you don't have the album. So make sure if you like her music, purchase it. Which one is that?
You know where else you wouldn't have it? You wouldn't have it on the plane. Make sure you download.
That's right. Take your music with you everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? It's been a pleasure talking to you. And I would like to know, would you like to play a game with us called the Rapid Fire Questions?
Okay, I'm down.
The rapid fire questions are not yes/no questions. These are questions that talk about your depth and your understanding of yourself and the genre of music that you create. So here we go. My first question is, what song from another artist's catalog perfectly describes you?
Just off the top of the head, I'm a Wayne baby, so it's gonna have to be a Wayne song. I just listened to "Let It All Work Out." That's like one of my favorite songs.
Beautiful. Second question: define music in 5 albums.
Music in 5 albums. The Meek Mill album. His most recent one.
Okay. Champions.
Yeah, Champions.
Gotcha.
Jesse Reyes.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Big Sean.
Okay.
This is hard.
Here you got 2 more.
I got 2 more. I don't want, I feel like there's so many great people. I don't know who to say that I'm not going to say another one.
It's all good. Just give me 2 more.
Let me think. Because I feel like a Beyonce album got to be there.
Okay, 1 more.
Rihanna.
Okay, Rihanna, Beyonce, Meek Mill, Jesse Reyes, and who's the other one?
Big Sean.
Big Sean. There you go. All right, that's music to you. I feel that. If you had the opportunity to make your dream song, who does the music and who features on there with you? If there is a feature, dead or alive, no restrictions.
One person that's the feature?
No, it's your dream song.
Oh, my dream song. So anybody that's the feature?
Dead or alive, no restrictions.
No restrictions at all?
Nope.
Okay, Tupac is gonna be on my songs.
Mm-hmm.
Tupac and Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Reyes and Rihanna. I'm like everybody that I said in the beginning. Who does my like? Who's the producer?
Yeah.
Who's the engineer?
Mm-hmm.
The engineer is Mez.
Okay.
So for sure, Cole got to be on the song too.
Okay.
We'll just go with those so we don't make too much of the song.
Okay. Let's take it to another level, a different level. For you, I'm gonna change some of the questions. Tata Mami is a visualist, so she got the chance to make her perfect movie. What is the story, and how is she going to attack the soundtrack?
Ooh, the perfect movie.
Mm-hmm.
The perfect movie. I'm a Pisces, so it's like I'm dark, but at the same time I'm super dreamy. So I feel like the perfect movie might be like a horror film.
That's dope. Okay.
Like, okay, low key horror film, but at the same time, it got the little side stories in it too.
Mm-hmm.
The soundtrack, like with all the songs on the soundtrack.
No, just how would you attack the soundtrack? What would you want? How would you make the soundtrack match the movie?
It's like I'm trying to think of this without putting out any of my new visuals.
Oh yeah, don't do that. We need something to look forward to.
It's gonna be something like Michael Myers.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so like a Michael Myers track list, but kind of in a trap also. Michael Myers in a trap, and it's gonna be, I'm a comedian, honestly, so it's definitely gonna have a lot of comedy in there. So
I love it. So let me ask you this question. Your voice is very, very special because it's not a typical voice, and that helps make your sound stand out. Why is your voice your most important instrument? And how do you want your voice to be remembered as you get better as an artist?
your voice is your most important instrument because of course you have to know that you have a sound. So your voice is everything. You can't be silent. Pretty much what I was saying to Kaepernick. But I feel like in the future, I want my voice to be like. Of course, I want people to notice how evolved my voice is going to become.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely want my voice to be a legend. Like, I do think that my voice is great, and it'll be a sound that is very noticeable, very, like, what's the word I'm looking for? When you hear it, you definitely notice it. You know who it is.
Yeah, you want to be distinct from everybody else. You want to make your own impact.
Correct.
I'll feel you. There are 3 more questions on the rapid fire questions, and one question I want to ask you is this. The point of making music is to heal. Because you can make music that can make somebody dance and they can dance away their blues, but you can also make music that can take the blues out of somebody by giving them hope. What is the most important emotion you want somebody to feel when they hear your music?
I want them to feel like they're able to overcome anything. I want them to feel they are their highest self. They're the greatest. I definitely want them to feel empowered. I want them to know they could conquer the world. Like, they definitely, like, your attitude is everything. So you definitely have to feel confident. So I want my music to give confidence and bring it out of every single person. Every person that feels like they're down or they're sad or their confidence is low or they're depressed or low self-esteem, things of that sort, and they're able to listen to my music and know that they're not alone. Everyone goes through that, but you have to overcome that. You have to be strong, and you're going to make it through because, you're not going to be put through anything you can't handle. And everything's only going to make you stronger, and that's why you're here today.
Facts. So my second to last question is, what emotion helps you write your best music, personally?
Like I said, I'm a Pisces, so it's like the sad emotion, the sad music, but at the same time, I know how to take that. I've learned how to work with my emotions, so I can take that feeling, I can get the inspiration from that and take that passion and turn it to pretty much any style and switch it up.
So everybody remember to tap into your emotions and tell your truth, because your truth and your emotions are what the depth of your creativity comes from. This is Karez with Tata Mami, and we're going to end our interview with this final question. Before I ask that question, I'd like to say thank you once again for coming on Heritage Hip Hop. This was a great interview, and I appreciate you.
Okay? Blessed to be here. Thank you.
So for our final question, I want to say before I ask you this question, if you ever have a project, please consider Heritage Hip Hop, because we're not bougie in industry. We don't think you got to be hot in top 20 to be on the platform. We believe that as long as you have a story, you are hot and you have the right to tell your story. We're here to promote not only the artist, but to promote what God put into you, and that is life, your humanity, and more importantly, your creativity. So with that being said, may the Most High bless you and your family, and may you be protected in this world that we live in for real. All right. And my final question is this: what's your favorite number?
My favorite number?
Yeah.
7.
700 years from now, that's my favorite number. Salute, sis. So 700 years from now, right? They're gonna go into the Music Hall of Fame. And a bunch of people are going to say, Tata Mami here. Oh, shit. Yeah, I heard her. 700 years from now, I said. And they're going to say, let's see about Tata Mami. Why was she so important? And they're going to push a red button, and a hologram of you is going to come out. And they're going to play your music, highlights of your music. And your music is going to resonate with people 700 years from now. My most important question of the first interview is this: what is the legacy that you leave behind that made the world better because you created music?
I'm about to change the world, first and foremost. It's going to say that I was the person that switched up the whole system, how they have you in the jail cells. Like, everything is so inhumane. Like, there's no reason that humans should be put in those positions. Some of those humans are sick. Some of them are sick. Some of them need help. There's no reason at all for people to be put into those positions. And all that does is make them worse and drive them crazy instead of heal them and make them better people for the society. If we're gonna be great as a country, if we're gonna be great as a planet, all of that has to change. And I just feel like that's what I'm here for.
So everybody out there listening, don't ever think that you create something and it doesn't have an impact. And if your goal is not bigger than yourself, then you really don't have a goal, you have a wish. And Tata Mami has goals to create not only change, but to create good music to help you get through your tough times. With that being said, this is Karel from Heritage Hip Hop with Tata Mami. We say peace, and we out.
All right.
Once again, I thank you for listening to Tata Mami's message, and I ask you, please check out her new EP, Baby Making Sessions, out right now. The song Drinking is one of my personal favorites, and I think you'll like it. Thank you for coming on the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast, and we wish you the best in your career. And for everybody who's out there listening, remember to always be yourself, because yourself is the most important entity that the Most High gave you. Yourself, meaning your mind, body, spirit, and soul. With that being said, thank you for listening to the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast. We'd like to give a shout out to everybody out there listening. Thank you to everybody who's helping us build this foundation. We want to say happy holidays to everybody who's going to hear this as this drops on Christmas Eve, as a matter of fact, of 2020. And some people are going to hear this later. Salute to you too. We're asking for the end of the month of December to help us further our building of the Heritage Hip Hop brand by donating $1 to our Cash App. Our Cash App is $Heritage Hip Hop. We also ask that you please include your name and your email with your donation so we could be acknowledged at the end of the year when we do our final year thank yous. We also ask that you subscribe and follow us on heritagehiphop.com, Heritage Hip Hop on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and you can stream these podcasts on Spotify and Apple Music /iTunes. We're loading up our back catalog, so we're catching up, and we have a lot of episodes to put up, so this will be there very soon. We'd like to say thank you to everybody who's partnered with us, affiliated with us, let us interview them. We have video interviews on YouTube and these podcasts that can be streamed, and we thank everybody out there for your help. So to all our affiliates, to A Squad Rebel Radio, Transparent Credit Repair, MJ's Hip Hop Connects, the Fleet DJs, the Heat DJs, all the artists, all the people who help make things possible. Thank you. Shout out to Goodfellas TV. I'm a member of Goodfellas Recap Show that you can find on YouTube and Facebook. The Recap with the Goodfellas, with an amazing cast of friends who love hip hop and love what we do. Shout out to Big A, Dab the photographer, Shaw Montana, Tommy Guns. Shout out to Fire Jaws, Michael Bradley. Shout out to Fatty's Place, my man BQ. Shout out to Lex and everybody out there that helps make everything possible. But more importantly, we thank the Most High, because hip hop is God's culture and we celebrate it as hip hop culture. And again, thank you, the listener, and the people who help make this thing possible. Shout out to our families, shout out to our friends, and shout out to our futures, because we're going to go higher and bigger and better next year. So for everybody out there, 2020 was a monster. Let's make 2021 a blessing. Stay safe, stay aware, whether you're vaccinated or not. Be conscious of your health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. This is Karel from Heritage Hip Hop saying Happy New Year, happy holidays, peace, and we out.